bloody wonderful. So on the count of three, we're going to lose our shit again. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, round go!
Yes, hello! Hello! How is everybody? Good. I'm good. Who said that? Was it you? Was it you? It was you. I'm very well. Thank you for asking. So yeah, my name's Rob. My name's Robert, really, but I can't go by Robert tonight because there's a more famous Robert on tonight, so I had to go by Rob. It's alright. I'm alright about it, don't worry. There's a few different ways that I could have shortened my name though. Like I could have gone with like Bob or Bobby or Robbie. Or I got one of those rare names where I could have shortened it to the last part of the name as well. I could have gone with Bert. Can't do that with any names. Yeah. I followed the social norm of shortening it to the first part of the name. That's what you do with most people's names. Like the name Matthew, you shorten Matthew to Matt, not Few. My name's actually Robert Matthew Wood, so I've shortened it to Rob Matt Wood, not Bert Few Wood. You do this with most names as well, like obviously Joshua. You shorten Joshua to Josh, not Ua. Daniel to Dan, not Il. Jessica to Jess, not Ika. Alison to Ali, not Son. And Timothy, Tim, not Matthew. I'll be honest guys, I've got 15 minutes. Yeah, I've got a bit of this, we're going to keep going. Some names... We're in this together. Some names some names you can shorten to the middle part of the name. There it is. You can. Like the name Victoria, you can shorten it to Vic. You can shorten it to Tory. Some names you can't do that with all 3 syllable names though, like Benjamin, you can shorten it to Ben but not Jam or In. And Christopher to Chris but not Toe or Fur. And some names you can't shorten at all, so you have to lengthen them, like the name Dean. You can't shorten the name Dean, so you have to lengthen it to Dino! I'm still going. We'll get there, guys. Some names you can only shorten if you change a bit, like the name James. You shorten the name James, but you don't shorten it to Jam, you shorten it to Jim, because you change the A to the I, so James becomes Jim. James becomes Jim, and then Jim becomes Jimmy, and people say Jimmy's short for James, but Jimmy isn't short for James, because Jimmy and James have the same amount of letters. Yeah, that's a no and look. You're like, you are right, Rob, you can count. But yeah, none of that really applies to me because my name's Robert, so I'll shorten it to Rob. So I guess what I'm trying to say, if I had to make a long story short, is hello. My name's Rob. That spilled about 5, isn't it? Good. So I used to do that bit, right? In the middle of that bit, I used to do like a little bit of crowd work, right? Where I'd be like, "What's your name?" And they'd tell me the name, and I'd shorten it, and everyone would cheer, and it'd be wonderful, right? But I did it once, and I picked this guy, and I was like, "What's your name?" And he went, "Oh, you've already done my name. My name's Dean Fish, and it's Dino. But I bet you can't shorten her name." Like it was a group activity. I went, "All right, what's your name?" And I promise you, Upminster, she told me her name was Anus. I promise you she said anus. She had a bit of this, but she definitely said anus. Right? And that's a comedian's dream. I was like, this is fucking... I was like, well, you can shorten it to Annie, or you've just called yourself a fucking arsehole. Way! I was on fire. It was awesome. I got fucking ethereal. I like lifted into the crowd, lifted into the air like the gods of old are summoning me back from Mount Olympus. I was being carried around the room, there was a parade outside, everyone got a bank holiday, it was fucking awesome. Until I looked down at Dean's face. who had a look on his face that was a bit of a mixture of concern and anger, confusion and rage. Like, what's up with you, mate? What, you don't like arseholes? I told me I was on fire. He went, it's not that, mate. It's, her name's Anise. And she recently had a stroke. And that is why I don't do crowd work anymore. Oh yeah, fuck. Weirdly, that's not the worst I've felt at a comedy gig, right? So we're just trauma dumping now. You guys really love this. That's not the worst I've ever felt at a comedy gig. So this next story, right? This happened at my 4th ever gig. That's very important to this story. That was my 4th gig performing amateur comedy in 5 and 10 minute open spots in bars in Norwich. 4th gig. I did my gig, went pretty well, got a couple of laughs, went down to the bar during the break, and felt with a tap on my shoulder. It was one of the girls from the crowd, and she went, "Hi." Yeah, proper flirty little bitch. She went, "Hi, I was just wondering, are you one of the comedians from upstairs?" I was like, fucking hell, it's happening. Yeah, I'm getting recognised in public. I will see you fuckers on Taskmaster. That's how it happens though. 1 minute you're getting recognised in the bar, and the next minute you're in the jungle with Danny from McFly and what's left of Talisa. Well, you one of the comedians, right? So I put on like my best, like, I'm famous, but I just want to live a normal life, basically. So, yeah, that was me up there. She went, oh. I was just wondering, is it normally better than this, or? Never been brought down to earth. But I love coming out here. I've been in London all day today, right, for work. And I love coming to London. Pulled into, so I parked up at Epping, went to Tottenham Court Road, got off the tube at Tottenham Court Road. There's a sign that says, our staff will not tolerate hateful language. And I thought that's weird, because I'm from Norfolk, where there's a 2-slur minimum just to ride the bus. I wasn't sure how that one was going. I love coming out here though, because there's so I'm from Norwich. Does everyone know Norwich? Yeah, shithole, right? So I'm from Norwich, right? And Norwich is great because we've got like a few nutters that kick about. But London's fucking inundated. It's fucking great. As I was pulling out of Epping Station, right, there was a guy walking down the middle of the road, just with no shoes on, just one sock. It's not relevant to the story, but I feel like you should all have an idea of the sort of person I was dealing with. Just walking down the middle of the road, so I thought I'd give him a friendly little beep to get out of the way, right? And he went like this. He went. He reached back into his coat. Not into a pocket in his coat, man, just a rip in his coat. Yeah, just straight raw dog in the coat. He pulled out a banana skin. And he threw it in front of my car. That might seem fairly harmless, but I've played Mario Kart, so I'm going to drive with it. I rolled down the window, I went, "Oh mate, what are you doing?" And he just went, "Da-na-na-na-na-na," and he ran off into the night. That was a stupid joke. Yeah, so I've got kids as well, right? So I've got kids, and someone said to me recently, like, isn't that really hard, like, travelling around the country, like, because obviously I'm from Norwich, I come down here, and that's about it, actually. Still new, we're getting there, guys. But they went, is that not, like, really difficult? Do you not, like, really miss your kids? And I was like, yeah, of course I do. Like, I really miss my kids. I miss my kids whenever I'm away from them. Like, and it's really difficult, but no matter how difficult it is to miss my kids, it's not half as difficult as it would be to actually look after them. So, alright, I'll keep doing this. I'm good. We've got a 6-month-old as well, so I've left her. Left her at home with the baby. So, what are you doing? I was like, I'll probably late, love. Might stay. Yeah. To be fair, in my defence though, I'm a little bit angry at her at the moment, right? Because, I'll give you the background. I was feeling away about myself, right? I needed a little boost. I was feeling a bit self-conscious, wasn't loving myself. So I turned to the one person I'm marrying this year, keep in mind, and I said to her, a question that I thought was a fairly fucking simple question. I went, babe, generally speaking, what would you say your type is? I'll be honest, I thought she was just going to describe me and it would be great. That's not what she did. She went, well, I've got 2 types actually. Yeah, which is already a fairly upsetting start to that answer, if I'm honest. She went, type number 1 is I like men who, even if they don't, they look like they smell bad. That's weird. It's like, okay, what's type number 2? I thought she was going to say like tall, tattooed, bearded, handsome. Don't laugh at handsome. What's type number 2? And she went, type number 2, I'd have to say, black men. Yeah. The more eagle-eyed among you. I've already deduced which one of those 2 categories I most closely resemble. So I'm a little bit angry. You stay at home with the baby. But no, I do have kids, and it's difficult having kids, like, because kids have got so much more to be scared of than we had when I was a kid, right? Like, when I was a kid, the things I was most scared of were, like, quicksand. Yeah, I was, like, terrified of quicksand. Yeah, and anvils. I was terrified. No, like 98% of the anvils that I've still seen to this day have been animated. I thought they were going to be a much bigger issue, if I'm honest. Kids these days, they have to be worried because they have the internet, right? So they have to be worried about online predators. It's not something we have to. Why are you after online predators? That's going in the set. But yeah, they have to be worried about online predators because back in my day, we didn't have to be worried about online predators because, like, the paedophiles, they had to, like, they just really work for it. Do you know what I mean? They did. I grew up on a council estate in Norwich, right? I grew up in a council estate, and there was a guy on our estate called Wayne. He's a little short, chubby guy. We used to call him John Wayne Gacy. Yeah, I didn't realise how horrific that joke was until I was much older. He used to ride around the estate on a little mobility scooter, right? And like, just give you an idea of the sort of disgusting stuff it'd say, right? Like, we'd be playing on parking in front past and go, hey kids, do you want to come sit on my lap and go for a ride? Yeah, it's proper wrong cunt, right? There's one woman in who fucking loves the word cunt. You're like,
Yes, he said it!
So once I was playing in my parents' front garden, right? I was playing in my parents' front garden and he came past on his mobility scooter, right? Came past like this. And he spotted me and he went, "Hey boy, are your parents home?" I went, "No, they're not." He reached in his coat and he pulled out a sweet. And he said, "If I give give you this sweet, can I come in your house? How disgusting is that? How disgusting to think that I could be bought so cheaply. Yeah. He said, if I give you this sweet, can I come in your house? He said, if you give me the whole bag, you can come in my house. That one's a divider, guys. Oh, yeah. How long have I been on, Tash? Oh, no, I'm just talking shit now. Oh, you shouldn't really laugh about being fast, I genuinely... Genuinely, right, when I was like 9 years old, and I had a piano teacher. And this piano teacher, I found out, this was when I was 9, right? Nothing ever happened to me, it's alright, it's a happy ending for me. Right, oh wait. But when I was in my mid-20s, I found out that he was a paedophile, like it all came out in the papers, right, and it was awful, and there was like kids who I had had piano lessons with that came forward. And I'm going to be honest, that's a bit of a knock to the self-esteem. Like, how ugly of a child was I? You don't understand what that does to you. I just like to think that perhaps he thought I looked like a snitch. So he was like, not that one. Yeah. He didn't actually, no one even grasped him up in the end. He's a piano teacher, and so he got caught fingering A minor. One joke in the whole thing, I think. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Rob Wood, you've been great, thanks very much. Cheers!